And we're live. We're back. Episode 24 of Everybody Mad Live Podcast. My name is Said Lover. Welcome to our show.
What's happening? I'm Kenya Kaveen. Thanks for checking in with the Everybody Mad Live Podcast. Had a couple of technical difficulties, but we are pushing through as we rep for the strong brothers out there and Black excellence. That's what we strive for. Black excellence with Everybody Mad Podcast. Don't get it twisted.
Today's what, Thursday? This is probably the busiest Thursday I've had in a while because I had a few meetings to go to earlier today. And I had a training. I had a 2-hour training that I had to do because I'm going to work the polls.
You're going to work the polls at the Players Club?
No, at P Valley. I rep the paint.
At the pint?
At the paint. Nah, but how do you normally vote?
I just go in. I go into the polling district where I vote and go in, and then I'm out.
Yeah. That's so and normally when you go to those polls, what do the workers look like? They're normally
they're normally old. They're normally white. But here, ever since I moved to Atlanta, they're young and black.
Yep. And I decided that I wanted to be one of those too, because I see the same thing too at my poll. Since we're in the environment of COVID, a lot of people who are at a certain age don't want to work the polls because now they know they may come in contact with a whole lot of people. And it's a little bit different now because we got a consequential election that everybody want to make sure they vote in some sort of way. So they may be coming in contact with a whole lot of extra people and things like that. So a lot of the election boards have had trouble finding replacements and things like that. So they sent out a message in Detroit that they were looking for some people to be polls, and especially I told myself, and we got a little circle of people here in Detroit. We all do some things, and we said we got to work the polls. Now they pay you; it is a paid position, so I will get a paycheck. I'll work for that day from 5 a.m. all the way until the polls close, and
no doubt
everything. So
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's a good way. My official title is ballot box inspector.
Okay.
So what I'll be doing is helping open up the precinct at 5 a.m, and then my sole job is to make sure people got that right ballot, because people got they got different ballots. Some people actually will get their mail-in ballot and try and come in, bring it to the precinct, but you really can't do that. So my job will be to make sure people get their right ballot, and then they can go vote.
Nice. I like that. And see how there's always like a lot of people that are always complaining all the time, but you're actually someone that's saying, you know what, let me make a difference. Let me go volunteer.
You got to do something.
Yeah, have to.
And to me, it's just a day. Now I'm gonna have to wake up a little bit earlier. A lot of, like, it's election day, so it's a Tuesday. So I'll wake up early, and then I'll work for maybe 10 hours, maybe 12 hours or whatever. We'll get paid for that. I think my position pays me like roughly about $25 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So like it's decent money for just a day of service, and that's what I look at it. I look at it as service. We all got to do a little bit something, and my thing is I want to make sure people's right to vote count, because we had some issues in Detroit in some of our past elections with people's ballots being spoiled and the whole precinct being thrown out, so nobody's ballot is really going to count. So I said I'm gonna do something. Instead of running my mouth, I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, I like to hear that. And you know what? We always, I definitely want to plug this in too, since we're talking about voting and ballots and all that kind of stuff like that, because early voting actually starts on Monday, the 12th, and is from the 12th until the 30th. It's very important. It's imperative that people really go to the polls with knowledge and informed on all the candidates, because you're not just voting for the president, for the United States. You're voting for people that are going to be just making, decisions in your county locally. So it's imperative to go to ballotready.com, and you can research all of the candidates that are going to be on your ballot. All you have to do is just put in your zip code. It's ballotready.com.
Yep, ballotready.com. Yeah, and voting is so important. We've seen some shenanigans like Jocelyn on Love and Hip Hop. I miss her. She did it.
I don't miss her on Love and Hip Hop. I don't.
I just miss her laugh.
I could talk about reality show. I mean, I like Tommy Lee. You know what I mean? Like, I like Tommy Lee. Do you know who that is?
Love and Hip Hop, LA, right?
Atlanta. She's Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh, Tommy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She like drink, don't she?
Yeah, she likes her wine. She likes her Moscato and stuff like that. So, yeah, but enough about that. We'll get into the ratchet stuff later on. But first, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, like this debate that went down last night. Said, I know you being the political dude, I know you have a lot of thoughts on it. I watched it. I felt like Kamala, she was outstanding compared to your boy I forgot his name.
Mike Pence. You're the vice president. Are you?
It's been a lot going on today, and I'm not really checking for him. I'm checking for Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? But when you put Mike Pence up against Kamala Harris, it seemed like he told like a lot of lies throughout the whole debate. In my opinion, he wasn't really consistent, and then he kept on trying to challenge her. A lot of people were saying, and we can talk about this, that there wasn't really neither one of the candidates really answered questions completely. And when I say completely, like when if you were asked a question, if they were asked a question, they didn't really fully answer that question. So a lot of people were saying that. Of course, everybody was talking about the fly on Pence's head. Which, I said this. I said, the fly was attracted to him because he's full of shit. Fly attracted to shit, so that's why that fly hopped on his head. And everyone said, the winner of the debate wasn't Kamala or it wasn't Pence. It was actually the fly.
The fly won. Yeah, the fly won because even before like the fly, like as soon as the fly, I think the fly stayed on the head for like 2 minutes. As soon as that fly left from his head, then the fly had a Twitter account. So like literally I looked on somebody had already made a Twitter account for the fly, and it had more followers than both of us combined.
That's wild.
Crazy.
That's wild. So what was your takeaway from the debate? What did you think about just the debate in general? Because I felt like Kamala, she was just outstanding. I felt like she brought Pence to the table and the Trump administration to the table on a lot of the BS that's been going on in our country, especially the way everything jumped off with the whole corona virus. That was like the first question, and she out the gate was, she was like, yo, you all didn't do this, you didn't do that. So what was your take on it, Sarah? You being the political analyst of the Everybody Mad podcast.
She probably would have done better if she was not trying to hold back. But I think it's just our political climate where she had to avoid being that meme because as soon as she didn't smile or as soon as she gave any sort of crazy face, that's going to be a meme. And then she's going to be labeled the angry black woman. So I think she had a little tightrope that she had to walk. For her, she knew that she had to toe like a little line. She had to say what she had to say, but not too much. Like, because sometimes if we give too much of us, they can't take too much of us. And then they think of it as a personal attack. Something else that I wanted to say is that like Trump and Pence, they two peas in the same pod. Trump is just uncouth. Pence is just, I go to church, so I'm going to, oh no, what the senator has wrong is lying through his face, but his delivery, it might even draw people in. If you don't know neither one of those two people, his delivery might draw you in because his demeanor is just so nice and so pleasant, and he ain't going to scream, he ain't going to do anything crazy or anything like that. He just going to give it to you. I got something I want to show. This is one of the clips that I have from the debate where they was talking about pre-existing conditions. People are talking about that with the Affordable Care Act. He didn't answer the question. This is supposed to be answering how you're going to protect pre-existing conditions.
President Trump says that he's going to protect people with pre-existing conditions, but he has not explained how he would do that. And that was one of the toughest nuts to crack when they were passing the Affordable Care Act. So tell us specifically, how would your administration protect Americans with pre-existing conditions to have access to affordable insurance if the Affordable Care Act is struck down?
Well, thank you, Susan. But let me just say, addressing your very first question, I couldn't be more proud to serve as vice president to a president who stands without apology for the sanctity of human life. I'm pro-life. I don't apologize for it. And this is another one of those cases where there's such a dramatic contrast. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris support taxpayer funding of abortion all the way up to the moment of birth. Late-term abortion. They want to increase funding to Planned Parenthood of America. Now, for our part, I would never presume how Judge Amy Coney Barrett would rule on the Supreme Court of the United States, but we'll continue to stand strong for the right to life.
So, like, that's just 60 seconds, but like that to me was the whole debate. That's what he did every time there was any sort of poignant question to him that people wanted an answer to. Hey, I hear y'all trying to flip the Supreme Court with this lady who don't like abortion or this lady who don't like the health care plan. What y'all trying to do? And he never answered any of those questions. So he really, to me, he's just like Trump. So like my thing is like when Trump goes, Pence got to go too, because he's just another pea in that same pod to me. They both are that same way. It's just, I don't know. And no offense to anybody watching, if you're a white man, that's fine. But white men are losing their mind. Like, I think all this is just too much for some white men. Like, we done had a black president for 8 years. We done had like a female running last year. I think that's part of the why Trump won last year, is because like people are rebelling against all this pushback. These white men are tired of black men coming for their position that's normally theirs. Now there's a woman coming for this position that's normally mine or whatever. You even see it in Michigan. They tried to literally kidnap my governor.
Yeah. You know what? But we got to talk before we talk about that. I just want to put this out there too. I'm tired of the blatant disrespect that what comes with white privilege. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just even like how Pence was disrespecting the moderator. He disrespected Kamala Harris. You know, like just walking over them. I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, why do you feel like, you know, you can say what you want to say when you want to say it, when you just need to abide by the rules? Abiding by the rules is you have 2 minutes to talk on this topic right here. And after 2 minutes, that's it. But he was just being disrespectful the whole time. And I'm just like, that needs to, like, we need to hold people accountable for that too, because that's not cool. You just can't do that. So let's definitely talk about, man, what's going on right now in Michigan. Said, I mean, it's crazy right now, man, with everything. You all actually had your governor. There was an attempted kidnapping of your governor.
Crazy. It was an attempted kidnapping. It was like, they've started this whole time, but it was like 13 people were charged today. It was 7 from a federal standpoint for domestic terrorism that they charged them with, because they literally tried to kidnap her. And they had a plan. They've been thinking about this plan all year, really, when they started. Like 6 people who joined the original 7. So now it's like 2 white supremacist organizations. Now they're combining resources. It's like Wonder Twin activate. We gonna white Wonder Twins, and we're gonna get together and we're gonna do stuff. And so they was to the point to where they're trying to gather enough people so that they can storm the Capitol. So their goal was to do it before November the 3rd. That's what they was trying to do. Storm the Capitol with 200 men. They was talking about bringing like Molotov cocktails to create a diversion and tasers to hit all of the folks coming guarding out the outside. And you know, we had an issue in May with guns. They stormed the Capitol because we didn't have a rule that you can self-carry in Michigan, but they didn't have a rule that prevented you from bringing guns into the state capitol. So they stormed inside of the state capitol with their guns in May. Wow. So just like another kind of example of white male privilege just going crazy.
These guys actually had talked about attacking the Michigan State Police facility, and also they were trying to shoot up the governor's vacation home. Like these dudes really have issues. And she went on today. She actually made a comment. She came out to the press. She said, and her name is Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She said that she and her family were extremely grateful that authorities intervened and blasted these, this hate group when they did, because, these guys were really out. They were gunning for her. They were trying to get her.
The 13 men, one of them's not pictured, but they all share something in common.
And what's that?
They all share. We all have something in common.
I was waiting for a punchline with that said, but they're called the Wolverine Watchmen. They're not actually registered as a hate group. I think there's over 300 something hate groups in the country. Yeah. But this is one of the newer hate groups that's out there right now. And
it's a whole line of them. You got the Boogaloo movement. That's a lot of them, and a lot of them. What they try and say is that they're not necessarily anti-whatever. They're anti-government and they're anti-police, which might sound good to some black people, because a lot of black folk are the same way. But when you dive a little bit deeper into what they really believe, they believe in not only white supremacy, but a lot of them believe in white separation. That's why the FBI has already said white supremacy is the biggest threat to the country. Bigger than anything.
Yes, it is. Yeah, these guys actually tried to, and they were saying that this group right here, they actually tried to spark a civil war. So that's been their whole MO the whole time. They wanted to start a civil war, kidnap this governor, just do make all of these terroristic threats to everybody, and it's insane. So luckily they got caught. Luckily they got caught. The thing is, the reality is that, whatever you do online, whatever, these phone calls that we make and stuff, we're always being monitored all the time. You know what I mean? So I guess it was kind of, it was evident eventually they were going to get caught. They were going to get caught. So
now, the governor did blame Trump a little bit, because if you remember, that's what he said. The president of the United States said, liberate Michigan. So because we were under a real strict COVID shutdown, so a lot of stuff was shut down. So some of these white men are blaming the governor for the shutdown, and now they can't pay rent, or now they can't do certain things. So it's like a whole sort of shift of blame, like it's her fault, because she decided to keep us safe.
Yeah. It's insane. Leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts on the stories that we're talking about. And if you want to jump on with us, all you got to do is click the link right under the screen. All right. Well, keeping it moving, another black man has been killed. Now, this is a pretty interesting story right here. A Texas police officer has been arrested and charged with the murder and the shooting death of a black man. This actually went down last weekend. Wolf County police officer Sean Lucas was arrested and charged with murder following the shooting death of 31-year-old Jonathan Price. He's being held on a $1 million bond following his arrest late Monday night. And it's kind of interesting too. It only took 3 days to arrest and charge him. Like I don't understand, why are these officers killing unarmed African Americans, and then it takes forever for them to get arrested? What's that all about? But anyway, Jonathan was killed. The black guy, he was actually killed trying to break up a domestic violence situation at a gas station. Now, John was a former college football player that was raised by a white family, and this dude actually gained notoriety because he publicly professed his love for white women. And when he did that, it kind of went viral. So he kind of had a name for himself. But what's very ironic about Jonathan's death is that when George Floyd's protest was going down, he went on record on social media, on Facebook, and revealed that he had never experienced racism from police, and he supported the Blue Lives movement, which means that, Blue Lives, as we all know, is in response to the Black Lives Matter movement protesting against situations like what he exactly died from. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, he was taken up for Blue Lives Matter, but turned out he ended up dying, and it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? It's very ironic how his story ended up.
I don't know. It's a cautionary tale of you can't be the spokesperson for people who historically don't like you. Now, I know your experience may not be the same. I know you may not have a bad experience or whatever, but some people do. And I think sometimes we spend so much time telling people, oh, no, that's not my experience. But somebody's experience is that. So I think sometimes we go too far in trying to placate our own reality as what the real reality is. But some people experience something else. And lo and behold, I know never in a million years did he think that he would even be in a situation like that. And then too, I was trying to find the what he had posted, but he was the type that his words was his addiction to white women. He didn't say I like white women or sometimes I have that. He said, because I grew up with a white family, I have an addiction for white women.
Right. And I think what happened with Jonathan was that because he was raised by a white family, he grew up probably around a whole bunch of white people. He probably started to believe that he was white and probably thought that, all the stuff that we go through, that he probably felt like he didn't have to go through that. He was on another level because he was accepted by whites.
I was about to say that.
And guess what? And guess what? He learned. And so it's just a cautionary tale. And I think I don't want to say this because I don't want to catch hell for this right here, but everything happens for a reason. So for all of those brothers and sisters out there that, are having these whole identity crisis and, or feel like, oh, well, I love Trump and, the white people accept me. And, I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know I have all kinds of friends. I love everybody. What I'm saying is that just because, I have all kind of friends, but
all kinds of friends. I've seen it.
But my point being is, don't feel like you're not a part of the struggle. Don't feel like you get a pass just because you have all these white friends and they're all loving on you and stuff like that. Because guess what? This dude right here, he got shot dead. Shot dead. And he found out, oh yeah, you still a ninja. You know what I'm saying? You still a ninja.
Yep. That's what I said too. It's like, man, it sucks.
It does. Let us know your thoughts on this story right here with the Everybody Mad podcast. I want to send shouts out to all my friends at Savannah State University. Said I was running a little bit behind because we just got off a call. We're planning this virtual homecoming. So we're going to be talking about that all next week. We'll tell you about that as the show, progresses and everything like that. But we have some great guests coming up on next show. But I just wanted to shout them out because I know they're all checking us out right now. Let's get back on Trump. Trump actually left the hospital this week after he and his wife Melania tested positive for COVID-19. Meanwhile, a bunch of White House staff contracted corona, including his press secretary, a whole bunch of other people on the staff, top White House security official. Trump, however, still recklessly downplayed coronavirus by tweeting that he pretty much just tweeted that, corona is nothing to worry about. Like, we shouldn't be worried about corona. Really, bruh? That was reckless. Like, you're the president. You just contracted corona, but now you're telling people don't even worry about it.
That ain't the goal, is to get it. You can't celebrate something. Here's the tweet right here. Hold on. Just pulling up now. My internet's going slow today. I don't know what it is.
Cricket Wireless.
They don't even sell it up here.
Hey, speaking of corona, while you pull that up, I actually went to go get I got my corona test yesterday. I went to go get my corona test. I did the rapid corona test.
Oh yeah.
They could do that here in Atlanta. And the woman was telling me, she was like, a lot of people are coming in getting this rapid test because you can get the results back in 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes. And, I wasn't exhibiting signs or anything like that. I just wanted to make sure that I was safe, wanted to make sure that I wasn't asystematic, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to just make sure everything was fine, right? And went in, and she was saying that, the old test, they stick that stick way up your head, and it goes deep down in your head. It hurts for a lot of people, but this one is pretty much like a flu. It's they just swab your nose, and they're just getting some getting stuff out of your nose. That's it. It's nothing like too. It's just like taking a flu test.
Okay. Yeah, we got some mouth swab tests that are doing here that are you'll get your results back the next day or in 72 hours or something like that. That's actually part of what I have to do to be a poll worker. I have to go in and get a COVID test and prove that I have a negative test, and I have to submit that and bring that with me on election day. Yeah, this morning the presidential committee for the Commission on Presidential Debates, they was due to have another debate on October the 15th, and they decided to change it to virtual because the president got COVID and half his staff got COVID. So he decided to pitch a hissy fit.
Yeah, not surprised though. That's how Trump is.
Yeah,
so because he can't be in an environment that he can't control. That's all that is.
Dude can't debate. Like, you saw the debate. He just want to talk over and interrupt and just throw out some stuff and just lies. Like, he was literally, when Joe Biden was talking, he was like, "What are you talking about? Like, no, you got the wrong son. If you're trying to talk about my son, that ain't the son that did that." So it's like he just wants to just be belligerent at a debate. He doesn't want to have a debate. He just wants to score points. And I think that's like he has a TV mindset. He just operates from TV, and that's a lot of times with debates. Debates are not necessarily won by facts all the time. It's won by who looks the best, who has the best zingers and who gets the best punchlines in, and that's all he wants to exist for. Like, we even remember back in remember when he debated Hillary in 2016, and Hillary was like, Donald Trump should not be in charge of this country. He shouldn't be anywhere near in charge of the country. He was like, "Well, that's right, because if I was, you'd be in jail." So that was his zinger. So that's the type of debates he like. He don't like to study for debates and bring no facts. He just want to pop off and just throw some shade and then get some points for that.
As always, the foolery and shenanigans of Donald Trump. Let us know your thoughts on all the comments. Keeping it moving. Jacob Blake was quietly released from the hospital about a week and a half ago, and he's currently recovering right now at a spinal rehabilitation center in Illinois. Now, the family, what they said was they kept this on the low because Jacob's dad, actually, he's been receiving death threats, and they feared of Jacob's life too, since so many people knew that he was in this hospital up in Milwaukee. So they were like, okay, we're going to move him quietly on the low, so so people won't know exactly what's going on. But it's really unfortunate that they even have to go through all this, man. This man got shot how many times, Sad? I mean, he got shot maybe 9 times in his back, seven times in the back. 7 times in his back, and he's still having to go through all this BS. You know what I mean? All of this injustice.
Yeah.
It's really sad. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
And for his father to be receiving death threats, man, come on. Don't you think the family, they've already gone through so much?
His dude is paralyzed. His son is paralyzed, and y'all gonna threaten his life? That's my thing. It's like the problem with this country starts with white men.
Right.
You can't tell me economically they greedy, gun rights, like abortion, every issue that we can come up with, a white man is circled around there doing something with it and preventing it from progressing. They scared. That's all it is. They see what's coming. They see what's coming. We ain't going nowhere. Women ain't going nowhere. Women are getting more power. Black people, we ain't going nowhere. Hispanics are rising up. They scared. That's what that is. I'm convinced.
They are. All right, well, let's keep it moving with the Black Lives Matter movement. Derek Chauvin, that is the former Minneapolis police officer accused of killing George Floyd, actually got out of jail yesterday as he awaits his trial in March. Now, he posted a non-cash $1 million bond. He was the last of 4 accused cops still in custody and faces the most severe charges out of the group: second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter after leaving his knee on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I have no words for this right here. It just seems like I don't know why and how. Well, I mean, we know why and how he got out of jail, but it's like he shouldn't be able to get out of jail. Come on.
Yeah. So for $1 million bond, what you got? What is it? Still 10%?
Yes.
So $100,000. So
yes,
man, I'm surprised it took him that long to get it, because we got a whole lot of racists in here. And the little white boy in Kenosha, Wisconsin, he got 500,000
just like that.
Just like that. So Derek must ain't got no friends that's trying to ride from him, or maybe he's not racist enough for people. But those racists, they come out. So I'm surprised that it took him that long to, that's almost 120 days. That's almost, that's like 4 or 5 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a long time for him. It was a long time. I was kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised too. But I mean, I just feel like man, so now you're free. But then the thing is, you're free, you're walking about. You got to watch your back. Because I know it's people out there that want to kill him. There's people out there that want to kill him. I mean, hell, we talked about it last week. The other 3 officers that have been charged in Floyd's death, they actually wanted the venue changed, the courthouse changed to another place, because when they leave the courthouse, people are trying to kill them. People are jumping on them, and they're getting their asses whooped in the middle of the street. So this dude just got out of jail. He's going to have to watch his back.
Yep. Bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
I'll pray for him. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you know what? Speaking of thoughts and prayers, said actor Thomas Jefferson Byrd. I don't know if you know who that is or not, but he starred in several Spike Lee films, like Girl 6. He played Nola Darling's father on She's Gotta Have It in the Netflix show. He was reportedly shot and killed right here in Atlanta last weekend.
Really?
70 years old, shot in the back. He was shot in the back.
Wow.
Yeah, right on Cascade Road, down the street.
From Set It Off, right? Luke.
He's a dude. So a lot of people. So I'll run down his films. He does a lot of Spike Lee uses him for all his films, but you may remember him as Luther. That's the dude who Cleo shot by mistake from Set It Off. Remember? Well, she didn't even shoot him by. Well, she did kind of shoot him by mistake and Set It Off for stealing Cleo and stealing their money. So that's the guy from Set It Off. But he also played in Chirac, Bamboozled. He Got Game, Girl 6. it's unbelievable. 2020 is a horrible year, man. It's just so much stuff going on. But this dude got shot in the back on Cascade, right down the street. I'm on the west side. You know what I mean?
Cascade?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and a lot of celebrities have been, sending their posts of like Viola Davis, Spike Lee, of course, have been sending like tributes to him on social media and everything. So, rest in power to the great actor Thomas Jefferson Byrd. Unbelievable, definitely unbelievable. Let's go ahead and switch gears, man. To that's him right there too. Yeah. Let's switch gears. Did you check out SNL this past weekend, Sid?
Yeah, I did. I really did.
Yeah. So Chris Rock, he was the host. Megan Thee Stallion, she was the musical guest, and she actually took a stand for Black women during the season premiere of SNL that went down this past weekend. She stood up for women of color, saying that we all need to protect and respect them. And she's also said that about Black men too. But what I really thought was really dope was that she took shots at Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron, just saying like, yo, you just need to stop disrespecting Black women, really, like that's it. But, besides the performance, the performance was really dope. The set was dope, for Saturday Night Live. I think Set is going to share a little bit of that with us. But
SNL be doing copyright stuff, so they'll shut our podcast down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can't have that.
I did want to play part of it because they stopped in the middle of the song where they did this part, and then they went back to finish the song. And then she was kind of twerking as she kind of protect black women, while I look back at it, protect black.
Yeah.
So I was kind of wondering, I'm like, yeah, but whatever.
Well, okay. So we can talk about that too, because I know a lot of people on social media, especially like Black women, I saw they were going in on her. Well, she's talking about protect Black women and she's twerking and, like shaking her ass and everything like that. But y'all got to understand, she's an entertainer. She's an artist. That's Megan Thee Stallion. That's what she's all about. I feel like, Megan has this amazing opportunity. She has this platform to bring awareness to the injustice of Black women and Black people. So why not bring it to SNL? And if she twerks a little bit, so what? I mean, that's what she had to do to grab your attention. That's all it's about, is just grabbing people's attention. So if that's what she got to do, hey, by all means, go ahead and do it. I love Megan Thee Stallion. I applaud her for doing that, because most celebs wouldn't even use that platform. This is big for her. SNL, the season opener, and she had that opportunity, and she went on and just brought awareness to it. Yeah,
she pretty though,
very pretty brown skin girl. I just love that, man. I also like the skit too. I wanted to mention the skit too. They did like a funny little skit. It was Megan Thee Stallion, Kenan Thompson, and Chris Rock, and they getting lit right there. Yeah, but they did like a real cool skit, SNL with Megan. It was really dope. Leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts on the show today for the Everybody Mad podcast. New time, new look. Said, man, you're doing a phenomenal job, man. A lot of people have been following me on Instagram and stuff. They're taking notice of the show, and they're commenting on just the graphics, man, and how we've kind of elevated it, and we're doing a real good job. Also, too, you can go ahead. I know we have an announcement too, because now you can catch us on Spotify.
Oh yeah, that's the good news. We have been the podcast is picked up on Spotify, so you can find us there. You can find us on Plugin or TuneIn. I'm sorry, TuneIn, the radio app. We're on there, so you can find us there. Wherever you get your streaming stuff. We're waiting on Google and Apple. I think they're gonna call us and tell us they want it on. So we should be joining those platforms soon. But we have a YouTube channel too. But if you go to that solo2.everybodymad, I can't point. Yeah, down there. If you go down there, you'll be able to get access to all of our YouTube stuff. Our Spotify is on there as well, so you can join us and listen to the show on the go.
Yeah, no doubt. We were talking about COVID earlier, how I had my COVID test. The homie Cam Newton from the New England Patriots actually tested positive for COVID-19 this week and said that he will not play in Week 4 game against the Kansas City Chiefs that's going down this Sunday. Hey man, COVID is real. And again, for the press to be like, oh, it's nothing to worry about. Like, bro, I'm telling you, man. Like, and I actually
Well, that
waited.
was last Sunday though.
That was last Sunday.
We went to the same school. Stephon Gilmore, he tested positive. Same team as Cam. So somehow he got it too. So now they're monitoring another potential outbreak within the team. So it's just what it is. It's gonna get into teams. It's gonna get into certain schools. We saw it got into the White House. So we're gonna be dealing with it.
Yep. But I feel like it's very important right now just to know your status too, and go ahead and just get that.
It sounds like HIV.
I know, right? Because I'm so used to saying that from those PSAs I used to do all the time. But still, it's the same thing. You got to know your status.
It really is.
You know, we got to know because people are walking around. You don't want to be walking around and people breathe on you and you catch corona and everything. You know what I mean? So.
Somebody said that like the dating world has changed, but I read somewhere where they said if you are engaging in relations with someone, wear your mask too. Like just because you don't, I know it. But
that is hilarious. Can you imagine
like wear your mask? I mean, you just don't kiss. You just don't kiss. You do everything else.
I feel
because the issue is the droplets coming from somebody else. So that's why masks are important. But if you explore different positions, then you wouldn't necessarily come face to face, right?
I always felt like with the whole kissing thing, kissing is kind of intimate, you know what I mean? So, back in the day, when I had jump offs and stuff like that, I didn't really like do too much tongue kissing and stuff like that. I would always keep it real, just, neck, man. Yeah, I wouldn't really, kiss, you know what I mean? Because I feel like kissing is very intimate. Like you can't do that with everybody. Folks got bad breath. They don't know how to brush their tongue and teeth and stuff like that. And that stuff is nasty, man. There's a lot of bacteria in there.
So are you?
No, to be clear, what I was saying is that you can't kiss on everybody. So when back in the day,
have sex with him. Some people are good enough to have sex with, but not good enough to kiss. Since kissing is the ultimate intimacy, you might be able to have sex with him.
But that was back in my whole phase, because I feel like everybody went through a whole phase at some point in time, right?
I was a hoe for a minute, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So everybody's going through.
God saved me, though.
You said what?
I said God saved me.
God. Oh, really? Okay.
Washed in the blood.
You're washed. Boy, you silly. But no, everybody went through. I know I went through my little whole phase. You know what I mean? Like, how old was I? Probably like in my 20s. Probably when we were all in Myrtle Beach, when we all used to,
Oh,
Myrtle Beach was wild.
I was a hoe in college.
You were a hoe in Myrtle Beach.
No, I wasn't. I was in a long-term relationship in Myrtle Beach.
No, you weren't. Remember, you broke up. You had a breakup in Myrtle Beach. And then when you broke up,
yeah, I did. You're right.
And then remember, we'd all be wilding out and we'd all be going to the club and stuff.
But before that, I was in a long-term relationship.
Yes, you were in a long-term relationship. Yeah. Okay.
So once you get out of a long-term relationship, you got to do what you got to do.
But why do people do that though? Why do people why do folks feel like as soon as you break up, as soon as you say, okay, we broke up, the first thing you want to do is go, you want to go jump to the next partner. You know what I'm saying?
Green grass.
And be a hoe.
That green grass. We always think that grass is greener. What I think a lot of us think we're missing out on something. So we gonna sow our oats or whatever it is.
But I'm
glad I don't do that no more though.
Well, but see, I don't do that either. But see, we're grown men. You know what I'm saying? We're brothers of a particular age. I feel like you do that when you're younger. So what I'm speaking about, and to be clear and very explicit, I'm talking about when you're younger, when you're in your 20s, you go through that phase where you wild out, and when you break up with somebody, you want to jump in bed with the next person and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. We need to talk more about relationships on the show too, man. I can talk about relationships.
We do. I was thinking about that. I think we can do some stuff with some people who want to call in, and some experts can kind of share some opinions too.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's talk about. Are you familiar with OnlyFans?
OnlyFans? Oh yeah, like I think OnlyFans has made more porn stars this year than anybody.
Yeah, I mean, like porn stars from like average like local yokels, you know, what I mean? Like your average Joe, like
big old booty or big old something, or well, actually, like you don't even need nothing big. Like you can just be ready to bust it wide open, and then somebody will pay your monthly fee.
They pay you a monthly fee. So OnlyFans, that's what it is. Because back like pretty much OnlyFans used to be for porn stars, right? But now it's amateur porn stars. So you have like somebody that work at Publix that, be, bagging your groceries or your cashier. They could have an OnlyFans page and be busting it wide open and be charging like $20 a month for a subscription. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. And so now what's happened is that a lot of celebrities are doing it. Like your girl. Yeah. So the latest person to do it is Jordyn Woods. That's the girl who was from the whole Kardashian clan, and she fell out with the Kardashians and everything like that. Jordyn Woods just jumped on OnlyFans. You have actress Bella Thorne. She made $1 million in her first month after signing up. Cardi B has an OnlyFans page. Tyga, Erica Mena, Lyrica Anderson, Safari, they all have OnlyFans pages. Now, here's the thing. With some celebs, they might get nude on their OnlyFans pages. A lot of celebs, they do what
celebrities?
Yeah, like some celebrities, they do nude. Like Tyga, they say Tyga is showing it all. You know what I'm saying? For the ladies and for some of the guys out there too. But then you have other
Tyga?
people like, yeah. But then you have,
what's happening?
Yeah, but then you have, actress like Bella Thorne or like, Lyrica Anderson. They might like do suggestive photos. They're not really necessarily nude photos, but they're suggestive, PG-13, kind of bordering along R-rated, but they're not showing nipples. They're not showing, cootie cat.
Not showing too much.
Yeah, but that's what celebs are doing now. Like that's a new thing. Like they're coming up. Like I said, Cardi B has one, and she's pretty much posting. She hasn't posted anything new, but I mean, she's damn near nude. You know what I mean? And like her pictures, but it's all suggestive. But she's not busting it wide open. So that's the new thing now for a lot of celebrities. So
$1 million a month. We're gonna have to have an OnlyFans. Everybody mad.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, shit. Like if we do like an OnlyFans page, like. What would we make it like more explicit content? Like what we talk like more like just hardcore stuff. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
or like maybe I'll actually since what I do with the podcast, I don't wear clothes below my waist, so maybe I'll just have the camera angle change. You see the leg? We about to start OnlyFans.
Oh boy!
But it's crazy though. I think people have kind of missed out on that. I don't know. A lot of celebrities, they can't perform, so their business model has changed for a lot of them. So they got to do what they got to do.
Right, and this all really did jump off because of the whole COVID pandemic. So you saw people were really trying to figure out ways to really, streamline and make more money. And so they're like, okay, well, I'm going to get butt naked. But my only thing is. I just feel like you still have to, if you're going to be a parent one day or something like that, you don't want your kids to kind of come up on that. You know what I mean? So I think that, we need to be clear on how do we want to be remembered, like when we die, you know what I'm saying? Or like we just don't want to be remembered for like people like looking at us naked and stuff like that. I mean, I get it. Like, some women, they have to strip to, pay their way through college and everything like that. But this is the internet and people, they can record your stuff. You know what I mean? And then when it's on the internet, it's out there forever. So people
do with it, and then people can manipulate it and do whatever they want with it. They can blackmail you if you're trying to do some things. And
so the money might be good. The money might be good for maybe
now. I think
for now.
The right now instead of thinking about like, but what if, or kind of taking it a year into the future, or 2 years, or 10 years, or 5 years, trying to figure out what it's going to be like. I don't think people even try and think that far.
Right. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. So that's the deal with OnlyFans. Shouts out to Kelly Rowland, Miss Motivation. And her husband, Tim, they're gearing up for their second baby. And it's funny, too, because Kelly kept it on the low. Like, I didn't know. No one knew about it. Wendy Williams didn't even know about it. But what happened was she made the reveal of the baby bump in the new issue of Women's Health Magazine, the November issue. And Kelly looks amazing, man. Kelly's always been my favorite member of Destiny's Child. She's just beautiful, chocolate, beautiful, brown skin, complected woman. I love some Kelly Rowland. I think she's just an amazing person.
Yeah, I like her too.
She looks good. Yeah, Kelly looks real good.
Yeah, she's the best number 2, like I think ever produced.
The best number 2 of Destiny's Child?
Mm-hmm.
But why she got to be number 2, though?
I mean, is she better than Beyonce?
Okay. Point made, said. Point made. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Still love her, though.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kelly. Look at Kelly. Love some Kelly Rowland. Leave your comments, everybody. Mad Live Podcast. Hey, said, with the whole COVID pandemic, a lot of productions have been shutting down. A lot of productions have been starting to reopen back up. Well, the production of Queen Sugar has actually resumed in New Orleans for the 5th season from creator Ava DuVernay. This season is set to air sometime next year. But Queen Sugar is one of my favorite shows. I don't know if you watch it or not, but Queen Sugar is back in production. I actually saw one of the guys this past last weekend. I forgot his name, but he was out at a restaurant down here in Atlanta eating and stuff. I guess it doesn't make sense for me to tell you if I don't know his name, right? I need to work on that, but I don't know his name. He's the big dude that goes with Val.
Okay.
Yeah, him. Yeah, I saw him out the other night. But anyway, Queen Sugar is coming back, so be on the lookout for that. And big blockbuster, Jurassic World, the sequel, Jurassic World Domination, is actually on hiatus right now due to a bunch of COVID cases that were discovered while recently filming. So the director was like, yo, we have to pull the plug on filming the new Jurassic Park movie. Speaking of which, Jurassic Park has a cartoon, it's not a cartoon, but it's like a 3D animation show that's on Netflix. I don't know if you saw it, but it seems like it's pretty good. I caught the first episode, and it seems like it's a pretty dope show. So check out Jurassic Park. And that's all I got for everybody mad this week. Super excited about next week for Savannah State University. My phone going off. Super excited about next week for the Savannah State University Virtual Homecoming 2020. We have some great guests lined up for us next week. We have Grammy-nominated singer Anthony David. He's going to be on the show with us. Actor Tone Bell. Authors Jennifer Bishop, Keith Preacher Brown. Let's see. We have a lot of surprises that's going to happen for homecoming week for Savannah State University Virtual Homecoming Week. So make sure you check us out. And also, too, don't forget, early voting starts on Monday. So make sure that you get to the polls and vote. Vote early. You can vote from the 12th until the 30th. And
that's in Georgia. Other states have opened, too, for early voting. So check your voting. Everybody need a plan. Figure out what your plan is.
I got a plan.
I thought I had my ballot somewhere. Where'd my ballot go? I was gonna fill out my ballot here, but I'm gonna turn in my ballot. We have drop boxes here in Michigan, so we're able to fill out our ballot, put it in our secret seal little envelope, and drop it off. So you don't have to rely on the mail, because we've been having some issues with our mail here. Still, stuff just takes too long to get here. Stuff that should get here in a couple of days usually takes a couple of weeks, and have been experiencing that. So our household has our ballots. We're going to fill them out and drop them off tomorrow, be a part of that. And I think what we'll do today is, obviously, I'll be working the polls, but we'll be making sure we help people find a way to get that plan together, because we all need a plan, whether it's mail, if you're going to mail, you probably need to mail it now. Give it some extra.
Now is the time to mail. Yeah, now is the time. Because if you don't do it, trust me.
I think 45 of 50 states. 45 of all 50 states, you can track your ballot. So if you do mail your ballot, use the tracking. You can put in a little code they give you, and you can have it text you when your ballot is leaving, when it's been picked up, when it's been received. We have that in Michigan. I did that for the primaries in August. So I know exactly when my ballot was. They actually text me to let me know that this ballot was on the way, so I can know to look out in the mail. So 45 states have something where you can get an alert there where you can actually follow your ballot. So do that. But if you're going to mail it now. Mail it now.
Gotta mail it now, man. Vote like your life depends on it, for real, man. This is the biggest election of our life.
Trying to take over and trying to never leave.
Yeah, and you know he's not going. You know he's not going without a fight. Either way it goes.
Yeah. Like he's already talking about it. He's already talking about like the Democrats had to ask for 200 lawyers to help them prepare for all the cases all across the country where they ain't even trying to win the election. They already waiting for November 4th because that's when it starts for them. So we got to look at November 3rd as just the beginning, because they gonna go to court to try and throw out ballots. They're gonna try and invalidate some of our mail-in ballots and things like that. So you got to be vigilant, and you got to pay attention to your vote, and don't let them take that from you, because it matters. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to take something from you. You won't steal stuff from people that has no value to you. You always got to remember that. So like, if you still dumb enough to think that your vote doesn't count, why they trying to take it? Why they want it?
That part. Yep. It's imperative. Get to the polls and vote. You know what you got to do.
All right, so it's been real. We'll be back on Thursday. Maybe next Thursday will be a little bit better for me. I won't be running around because I only got one meeting before this. Everybody mad, but I'm looking forward to it too. Also, the guy who plays the intro music for our show, he is a SSU dad, and he has a new project coming out. So he's going to join us on the show to celebrate Savannah State, because I know as a daddy, a lot of his money is down. Down in Savannah, so he's going to be a part of the show too. So we're looking forward to having everybody as we go all blue. And what are y'all, blue and orange and blue?
Orange and blue, bleed
orange and blue.
That's what it's all about, bruh.
All right,
University. So we'll be checking you all next week. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us, and we'll holler at you all 8:00 next Thursday. Everybody Mad Live podcast. Oh, follow us too. Kenya Cabine 1.
Oh yeah, we ain't do that. That's my bad.
Yeah, there we go. Kenya Cabine 1 on Facebook. Kenya Cabine on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep, check us out on all those platforms. Also, make sure you follow us at check out solo.2.everybodymad or whatever. I said that all wrong, but check that out too. So you can see all of our platforms and everything where we are. So you can follow our show on Spotify and also the other platforms as well. All right. We'll see you next Thursday, same time, 8:00.